Coca Castle, which is our playground that we play at. And we're gonna have a picnic.
My feet smell stinky.
And head to our favorite ice cream place.
It all started with the two of us,
Then we had a beautiful twin girls.
Kara and Madeline,
We were so thrilled we decided to try for just one more.
and ended up with 6. Today I could very well lose my mind. And although the stress of having 2 sets of multiples doesn't always bring out the best in us, we're a family.
And we're in this together. It might be a crazy life.
But it's our life.
It was a typical Goslin Sunday. We're heading to church, which is about an hour away from our house. And after church, we're going to go to Coca Castle, which is our playground that we play at. And we're going to have a picnic, a lunch picnic.
Picnic lunch.
And we're going to hang out to about 3:30, 4 o'clock and head to our favorite ice cream place for dinner.
Kara and Maddie were like, really? We can eat ice cream for dinner? It's just fun once in a while.
Since we've been cooped up all winter, I mean, this is like our first real outing this year. It's like nice just to get out of the house, to open the windows in your house, to just air out and open the garage door and just play outside.
Thank you, Mommy.
We're gonna be gone from the house for the entire day, so therefore you have to pack enough of everything to last you.
It's a teddy bear.
The kids are way more mobile now. I mean, they just run out to the van and hop in their seats.
We're going to church.
In the beginning, it was very cumbersome to go to church, and
It was still hard. It took us probably close to an hour to get loaded up between stuff and kids because you had to carry each
and
one
carry
of them.
each one of them. And we were packed to the hill.
Over the years, we've gotten a lot better. We know what we need to take. We don't have to worry about strollers anymore. Now they're all potty trained. We have our potty with us, and it's a lot easier.
Most of our supplies are in the van already, so it's not like we have to pack those every single time we go away. We have drawers underneath the seat that have like all our regular supplies, like paper towels, cups, bibs, wipes, Band-Aids, everything you can think of.
Hey, I gotta pack our picnic while you're dressing.
The morning of our extravaganza, before church, I gave all the kids breakfast, and then I gave Manny and Kara a bagel. And Alexis wanted the bagel,
Which is a rare treat in our house. We rarely have bagels.
but she already had breakfast, and she repeatedly kept on asking me for a bagel. And I basically said, no, go to the corner, because she gets louder and louder. Go to the corner right now. Don't say it again, go to the corner.
Repeating of any request sends them to the corner. This is the age of boo-boos. Yes, I mean, Leah points out ones that really do not exist.
I think she steals Band-Aids, because they magically disappear.
Oh, that whole box.
And I got one boo-boo like on my alligator and one on my alligator like.
It's 9:30 now, I gotta leave in 45 minutes. Breakfast is finished. I'm half eating breakfast. We have to get them dressed. We had to leave by 10:15 to get to church by 11:15. And, you know, we have to get a lot of stuff done before we even hit the van.
Normally, I would have packed everything, laid out the outfits, had everything under control, but John and I were away that weekend. We didn't get home or get the kids home until 2:30 in the morning, so I had to do it all in the morning.
That morning. Leah, honey. So I had to feed them breakfast, clean them up, brush their teeth, undress them, redress them in their church clothes.
Because I went up and got outfits.
Right. Put their shoes on and get them all ready.
Come on. Okay. Oh, I thought you were Joel.
On a good morning, getting ready for church is sticky, just getting outfits and whatever.
Carol, why aren't you dressed?
I had a whole picnic lunch to pack and make sure we had everything for the whole day because we were going to be gone.
I'm making lunch for fast because we have to leave in like 45 minutes.
Apple slices.
Little snacks like crackers and individual packages.
Oh, right, crunchy stuff. Organic, peanut butter and fluff. Yes, there is such a thing, which is marshmallow, if you don't know what that is. That's a treat. We don't have that often. We just discovered that there does exist to be all natural fluff, so we've been without it for years and years, and now that's exciting.
Okay, I gotta go.
Now, up here. Leah? Now. Now. Leah? You're in the corner. Finish it, Hannah. Maddie, you're gonna be in the corner now.
So the camera is now Maddie's physical presence of a conscience. How perfect. She has seen herself hitting Colin on a previous episode, did not appreciate it, did not feel good about it, did not like it, so that's probably what caused that to happen. Hitting someone and then seeing the camera and hugging them. Yes, we do forget.
Oh, I forget all the time the kids are in the corner because you get so sidetracked with other things. Like,
And the nice thing is they just patiently
they sit there.
I want to get out of the corner. No. Yes.
Colin will ask Kara. Kara will be like, Colin, get out. Oh yeah, sorry.
They send messengers.
Yeah.
It's when I come here on top of the sky. No, Dad.
It is gonna hurt again. Hannah, I'm sorry, honey. You have big chunks of food in here. Did you take a shower last night? No, yes. Should we cut your hair?
She doesn't ever want to cut, she says. She'll be a little Hawaiian luau girl with hair down to her knees. Yeah, whenever she gets food in her hair, I comb it out, she screams, she does not want her hair cut. It's just had little tiny trimmies, it's never been cut.
Hurry up, Lex. I gotta do your hair.
I add an additional 15 minutes secretly. We definitely were under a time constraint, but the strange thing is, we got there on time. We determined that it was going to be stressful, but we were going to do it.
We were very tired.
But we were going to have a good day and have fun.
I don't know how to say it. Hey, do you know how to say it? Coming up on Johnny King Custody.
He's not gonna cry.
Every week.
time. Watch your shoes.
We have gone to our church since the little kids were released from being homebound when they were born. They were one, actually, because the girls went to preschool there, which so are the little kids. And we were out of church at the time that we knew their nursery facilities could not handle us. Plain and simple. You can't drop 6 1-year-olds on just any church. They won't be able to handle it.
Hi, Stinky Pie.
Come on.
Look at pretty girl. Come on. In, guys. In. John, in. Hannah, girls. Sorry. Hannah, come on. Come on, we're late. Come on. Come on. Well, let's lose Daddy. Come on, let's go.
Their infant room 0 to 1 was split into 3 different age groups for one thing. So it was 3 different rooms. So that told me somehow they'll be able to handle us. And they've been going up that hallway ever since. The 1 room, the 2 room, the 3 room, and now they'll go to the 4 room. And they would have them waiting in their strollers, bundled up if it was winter, waiting for us to come pick them up when we came back, which saved us, you know how long, like the logistics of carrying babies to strollers and whatever. And they'd stand there proudly like, we did it. And I mean, they used to make me cry. That's how happy it made me. But they tried that hard to make it easy for us.
Who's not gonna cry? Raise your hand. Raise your hand if you're gonna be a big, brave boy or girl.
Go make Lego. Go make Lego. Bring it up. Hannah's gonna take care of it.
Every week.
time.
We have no idea why. It has been every week. We think that they egg each other on. Imagine dropping 1, 3, almost 4-year-old off. Like, yeah, there might be some tears or whatever. It's exhausting to drop them off. They just need one more kiss and one more hug. And, you know, that is their only, at this point, drop off essentially in a class with other kids. They don't go to daycare or preschool yet. So I'm hoping that a lot of that is fixed by going to preschool. I'm sure they're going to love preschool, but every week it's been like that their whole lives. But then they're happy as pie when you pick them up.
Can you help me do the Play-Doh? Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
Leah has thrown up at the entrance of church before. And that lady was wearing a very nice outfit.
Lord have mercy, why every week? Every week. Never gets any better.
I know.
Our church, it's non-judgmental. I mean, you could come in, you know, t-shirts and ripped off shorts, which people do, and they don't care. They leave us alone, which is nice in that way of, you know, just not like hounding us. They love our kids. There's lots, I don't know, there's a million things I love about our church. I think it's awesome. It's an Assembly of God church. We've been going there now 3 years. The other thing we love about it is the kids, like the kids program. They don't ever do what's easiest for them. They always do what's best for the kids.
Right.
And I was thinking of that as they were telling me, like, they're gonna be moving around to different stations, and I thought, oh goodness, that sounds exhausting to me. But they had fun.
They move the kids from room to room.
To different stations.
I think they do it so the kids don't get bored. I think it teaches them to focus on what they're doing and not, oh, we're going to the same boring class.
They try to make it fun.
Yeah.
Aiden, hurry. Say what you like better.
Pizza or hot dogs.
Pizza.
Can you just stay right here, your pretty face? All right, you're lined up. And then the kid.
Kara and Maddie love their class. They have friends there. They've gone there for many years. They do fun things. They're always a buzz of all the things. The only thing I hear complaint-wise from Maddie is that they just don't have a snack. And I'm like, I think you're past snack age.
Right now, we are drawing stuff. Sorry, this is straight. I can't draw it.
Hi, Elia. Are you two the same? You're different, right? You're both little girls, but you're different. Is Aiden? His name is Colin? I know his name.
And you're the same.
You're all boys.
My name's Debbie and I help to run the children's programs here at the church. They are actually amazingly well behaved. They do really good when they come in and have to leave their mom. Sometimes that's difficult, but as soon as she's kind of out the door, they're fine. And they have each other, which is huge. They like to be together, and so if one of them cries, the rest of them are there to kind of comfort each other. But they do really well, and they're really well behaved because they're used to being with a group and not, you know, all the attention on one of them.
What are we making here, guys? You gonna make something for Mommy for Mother's Day? That's what you're gonna do.
I don't mind.
Okay, then we gotta come down. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Spread them apart a little bit.
and giving out our snacks and drinks and policy. Yes, it's obviously a very big excitement. And then we'll head to the playground. Come here, and I'll get it out. Might hurt just for a second. Ready? All done. I don't know. We don't have names on them. Do you remember which was yours? Who had an orange handle? Okay. You painted with your hands? Did you really?
Alexis told me that they did paint on their hands. And Leah said, like a little old lady. Oh, were they?
Yeah.
Like a little old lady, Leah said, it's for Mother's Days. Not supposed to tell.
Yes. Did you? It was a secret? I didn't hear it. Oh.
If you want to know a secret, ask Alexis
And if you or Maddie.
or Matt.
Hi, Kara. You ready?
Let's go.
After church, we were traveling to Cocoa Castle. We were gonna have a lunch picnic there, and then afterwards
I
play.
have never heard it called a lunch picnic. It's usually called a picnic lunch.
Oh, sorry. We were gonna have a picnic there, and then after that, we were gonna play to about 3:30,
I
4
hate
o'clock.
that you have to change it then. We're gonna have a picnic there.
Okay, let's go home. Okay.
No.
Dear goodness gracious, no stones. Have an extra finger here.
Under that tree, right there. Right there. You want to sit in the shade over there.
Cocoa Castle, usually those community playgrounds are named for their area. Of course, that was named Cocoa Castle. And it's a nice big one, nice layout. They love it. That's their favorite one. It has 8 swings, which is perfect.
Where are you going? We're at the playground. Hey, no. Stand up on that grass now. No, Kate, I'm watching kids. Kate's infatuated with feeding our kids. We're at the playground, we're gonna play and have a picnic.
You have an extra finger here. Okay. Okay, ready? Okay.
Go to the sidewalk.
Hey, you can let
Alright,
go.
you can let go, guys.
Please
Come on.
let go. You can't even bend down without kids throwing me on the ground. Okay, go.
Come on.
Follow Daddy, please.
Under that tree, right there.
Where?
Right under that little tree. That's not blooming. To your left.
So that where?
Right there.
This? You want that tree? It's
Yes.
Not, no, that's like.
Boys, stop. Just lost Aiden.
Guys, we're eating first. Okay.
Do you want to sit in the shade over there?
Well, first we have to decide, are we doing a picnic table as you've requested? Now you're saying.
No, I'm not doing a picnic table.
Communicate.
I said I wanted picnic tables over there. You said no, so now you're sitting on a blanket. That's why I
Okay,
carried you.
that's fine. You and Maddie can sit over there. Fine.
Have fun. Bye.
Enjoy. I'll bring your lunch.
I think the key at the playground lunch was to have them be allowed to sit by themselves. That's happening more and more. And as they earn the privilege to act old enough to be by themselves, I'm fine with that. It is happening more and more at restaurants. They earn the privilege to, if we're sitting in this big table, whenever this is possible. And if there's a little 2-seater over here, we'll ask that they're seated there to give them a little more, I don't know, privacy and just
Makes them feel older.
Yeah,
That
and
they're not grouped together with their little brothers and sisters.
right. It's just letting them know that we notice that they're older, they're the big sisters, and they appreciate it, and that's fine.
Here's Hannah's shoes. Right here. You guys, no, Joel. No, you guys have sneakers on.
Put it on.
You don't get all
Aiden.
of here.
You'll be patient and wait.
No, there's not. No.
My feet smell stinky.
Yes, your feet have smelled stinky since the day you were born.
He just
Aiden
looks stinky
had
as
stinky
kid.
feet as an infant.
Yes, and hands.
He notices now that his feet stink. God bless him when he's a teenager. We're gonna have to
Well, he was
strap
sitting
him
there
up.
like
He
smelling his
probably
foot.
loved it. He's a boy. Those are gross.
You like one of those poisonous reptiles? Here.
You wanna do it? Okay, this is.
No, wait.
Why we can't all sit in the sun with the girls at the picnic table? It'd be a lot easier with the fluffy.
Because you refuse to sit at picnic tables. Go ahead.
No, I told you I was open to whatever.
Go ahead. Then they'll be complaining they're sweaty.
I just have to say, he got all grouchy about it.
Well, I was
Discuss on the way there, or that morning's discussion first.
Well, in the morning discussion, I said I wanted to sit at the picnic tables at the pavilion. She said she didn't want to because the kids aren't high enough. So I laid out the blanket and had the cooler ready to go, and I was unpacking stuff. And then she said, "Why don't we just go sit over by the picnic tables?" So I got annoyed because I already unpacked, so I had to repack everything up. I left the blanket.
Oh, you're over here.
Okay, follow Daddy and go find. Well, you have a plate and you have messy food, and I figure it'll be easier to sit. You may go find a place at the table.
As soon as I showed up at the picnic tables, Maddie and Kara didn't want to sit with their brothers and sisters, so they went over to the blanket. So thankfully, I didn't pack
Fold
the
up the
blanket.
blanket. Well, there was no reason to get grouchy. We just had to see which was best when we got there.
A sandwich for Hanny. Yeah, lots of marshmallow. All natural.
I had packed for lunch organic peanut butter and fluff, in parentheses marshmallow, sandwiches, which is a rare treat for us because we found all natural fluff. Crunchy, crackery, organic something or others, apple slices,
Sugar tubes.
and cookies.
Take these over for you and Maddie. Daddy went to get you a blanket.
Now you
Or
need a
Daddy,
jacket.
So go sit.
I didn't carry any alone because there's a lot of people here and the kids draw attention and they don't want to be center of attention.
I figured they would have trouble eating lunch, which is typical when you take a picnic lunch and sit right by the playground.
They didn't really eat all of their lunch. They were too excited to play. So even though Kate packed this nice lunch for them, they were more excited to hit the playground and run around.
But it was okay. They ate enough that made me happy, and off they ran to play.
Okay, game 1 and 2. You have 2, 3, 4.
I see 4, and John's like, I see 7, and I remember saying, that's not a good number.
We were at Cocoa Castle, our playground, and we were all playing and having a great time.
You have 2, 3, 4, 5.
Typically, one of us stands like at the entrance there, and one of us stands like in the middle, far away, and we yell back and forth. Like one time, it was I see 4, and John's like, I see 7, and I remember saying, that's not a good number, because we communicate back and forth, and we decide who we're missing.
6, 7. I just saw some stripes.
8.
I didn't see Kara yet.
I'm 8.
No, I counted you. You were 5.
Going to a playground, especially that one, I put them in bright colors, if I can help it, just be able to spot them easier.
And ironically, yesterday, a lot of kids were wearing red, and so were ours.
Yeah.
Kara was catching them and being very motherly. That's normal, Kara playing with them.
She really enjoys, I totally could see her being a teacher. She has the teacher temperament, like they don't wear her out. She's very patient and kind with them.
Whee! Here, you want my sunglasses, Kara? For catching kids? Check that out. It's Mini Me. Whee!
And is very typically very good with them. Every week as she's getting older and older, she's getting more and more helpful. I mean, I can count on her for more and more things, which is really nice.
Joe! Wow! They're almost 4. Makes me cry. Damn, Paul!
The kids love it here. Anywhere we are, they tend to flock together always. If you saw them running out individually, they were looking for their brothers and sisters.
Let's all hands together. Yeah.
It is no different than twins, which is the only other thing I have to compare it to in that.
Push-ups upside down.
Good, Maddie. Oh, wow. Pretty impressive. Twins are the same thing. Like, if you are literally grown together, I mean, they don't know how to be by themselves. And I hope that carries on through their whole entire lives, that they are very close to each other.
I took some kids over to the swings.
You want to go swing with Daddy, Wes?
I think I originally took Hannah and Aiden. We were swinging on 2 swings.
Love it here. Yeah. Awesome. What an awesome day.
Then,
Kids started migrating over, which
yeah,
always happens.
more kids. Joel came over. Then Alexis came over. Then Andy came over. Then Leah came over. And
It's more fun this year because they're really brave now. They want to go high. But we enjoy that they have 8 swings. We love playing with them at the playground. I wish I had one of those in my backyard. It would provide, the imagination in that playground is endless. It's awesome.
we were pretty tired of the playground. Everyone was getting pretty worn out. So I decided we should leave and go to our favorite ice cream place, the Purple Place, and have ice cream.
6 twists, 6 twist dishes. Over here.
I'm a Superman.
Aiden! Last warning, I just told you about that.
Sit up.
Okay, go get as much deck seating as you can. After the playground, we arrived at our family's favorite ice cream place.
Careful.
Someone once told me that her girls were heading towards college, and she said, the funny thing is, of all the things that we did when they were young, we used to have ice cream for dinner once a summer. And she said, that is what they remember. And I thought, that is kind of fun, because you're kind of like breaking the rules. So I started doing it when the kids were old enough. And the first time I announced it, little kids were probably 2, they didn't really get it. Kara and Maddie were like, really? Really, are you serious? Really? We can eat ice cream for dinner? And so ever since then, it's been a big hit. And then they try to run it and ask if they could do it like once a week, but we don't.
Hello, what can I get for everybody?
Well, for my little kids, I need tiny, tiny dishes of twist.
Twist.
Thank you.
And 6 twists, 6 twist dishes.
Tiny.
Tiny.
This is the first year that we have allowed them to have a dish of ice cream. That was the first time to themselves there.
Yeah, usually we get 2 big dishes.
2
and we
big bowls
feed
and
them.
we each feed them. So this year we let them have a dish, we minimized the choices, and they did really well. They each ate a bowl of ice cream, and that was the end of it. I was so amazed.
Is it good?
I'm going.
Hold it with your hand.
I'm going.
Then come over here.
Again, it's a glimpse into the future. This will be possible.
And Maddie and Kara got cotton candy. One got a pretzel cone, one got a waffle cone.
Cotton candy is their typical flavor. They get it every single time. And I had chocolate chip cookie dough.
I had that milkshake, just so I could enjoy something with my kids. But I've been
I was proud of you.
I've been holding back on a lot of stuff lately. Being eating a lot more seafood, staying away from meat.
You wanted more dinner last night and you didn't.
Yeah,
I noticed.
I let Kate control my portion size now.
I'm a Superman. You're silly, Aiden.
Isn't he dear?
Mm-hmm. That was funny. I was standing right there.
I'm a superhero.
Hey!
Good hurt.
Yeah. Last one.
Not like Kate.
Put them in the car.
No.
Alexis off the
Hey,
stop.
come here, Joel.
What are they looking at?
Hands.
My thoughts of them playing in the grass were fine. Let them run it off, and they were looking at an ant farm. Who cares about them looking at an ant farm?
They were digging.
Who cares? The boys are really into that poking stick. Poking sticks in an ant farm.
And I was concerned that they were up by where the cars, like Aiden was actually standing up on that parking lot area.
Aiden! Down now. Last warning, I just told you about that.
I am always concerned about boundaries. They were too close to that house next door. I didn't know whose it was, and I'm sure they don't enjoy the ice cream participants on their property. So that was my concern there. the dirt, I didn't appreciate them there, and I know I was yelling excessively at them, but I didn't mind if they looked at the ants, but I didn't want them rolling in them.
You didn't want grass stains and laundry.
I didn't want
That's what
grass
you're
stains.
complaining
I
about.
know. There's no need to have grass stains on their clothing.
No, student! Grass stains, stand up now. I'm going down there. Again, let them have fun, except that there's certain things you can't do.
But I did want them to run their sugar off. It was funny, as soon as they were done with their ice cream, they went out to the yard and started running it off like mad people because so much sugar.
Get rid of the ice cream. You want a lick of it before I get rid of it? Get a spoon. Can you take my spoon and scrape my ice cream into the trash? If you heard it, you should have done it. There was 1 teaspoon of ice cream left.
She wanted me to throw away half of her ice cream so she could eat her cone. And I took the spoon, and it was exactly 1 heaping teaspoon, and I flung it into the trash, and she had a fit about it. Can't ever make everybody happy. I did what I thought she wanted me to do.
Sorry, Carol, but there was 1 teaspoon left. There's some around the edges. Eat it. John, I'm sorry. You have 7 other children. Could you come and be a part of it, please?
Hey, guys,
Help
come
me
on.
solve this issue.
Kids will divide you as quickly as they can. And we do that often, like, they'll go, something will happen, and I'll hear John harshly react to it, and I'll say, what in the world? And then he tells me the story, and then usually I'm like, oh, well, we fill each other in.
I'm sorry. Next time, don't ask for my help. Apparently, I don't do it right. Okay, take your cone and throw it away and go get in the van. If you don't stop crying immediately.
I believe that they were running on those built-in benches, and if they hopped down, it was the water, and they had to like quick hop back up because alligators were in the water. I think that's what they made up. I'm telling you, who needs toys anymore? When you have that many brothers and sisters your same age, they can come up with the most, in any situation, they can come up with the most amazing scenarios to play. It is fun to watch them play, don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
Are you gonna talk anytime soon?
Oh, yeah.
Walk around.
Into the water. Go to the van. You're an alligator! She's gonna take you. Get on the boat. Get on the boat.
After ice cream, we finally got to go home.
The long day of travels
I
was
think
coming to
Kate
an
and I
end.
were more exhausted than the kids.
We were exhausted.
Thank you.
Open big, like a big girl.
Track her down, Amy. We don't play dirty.
Why don't we get
I heard him say it and I thought,
I
oh,
was afraid
goodness.
of
What is the
my
question?
answer.
Ask your mom.
After ice cream, we finally got to go home.
The long day of travels
I
was
think
coming to
Kate
an
and I were
end.
more exhausted than the kids.
We were exhausted.
I was thinking of all the wonderful things we had to do when we got home. Like, first of all, half our kids were gonna fall asleep. And I had to unpack the van,
Unpack the kids.
unload the kids. It was just like an unwinding event when we got home.
Ride it out of the garage. Daddy says you're allowed to play out there. Oh, thank you.
I tried unpacking the van, and thankfully there were a couple kids awake that they could walk themselves out of the van. And I got unpacked. I had 2 kids sleeping in here. They're just running around. They might eat a small dinner tonight, and then I'm gonna shower them, put them to bed. So I'm sure they'll pass out right after their shower. Oh yeah. Hope so. I'm going to.
You're finally exhausted from the day, and then all of that unpacking and putting away, and
That's another hour or so.
yeah, that's just a lot. But again, it is a lot, but to us it's still worth it.
Boys, go upstairs. Upstairs.
My favorite part of the day was going to Coco Castle and getting ice cream for dinner.
Get up. Take underwear off the bathroom.
After a day outside, we definitely needed a bath. Everyone.
Let's go take a shower, boys. Let's go now. Bathroom.
Usually bath time, I mean, I'm showering, I'm hosing them off, and it's a lot of work.
You have the fuzziest hair, Colin. Dog fur.
I can do baths in about, and have them dressed in about an hour. The boys are easy, 5 minutes in and out of the shower. I don't have hair. That's what takes the longest. And now I can't do 3 girls anymore because if I do that and I'm doing Hannah's hair, the 3rd girl always freezes to death. Because I have to do 2 in 1 now.
Up and big, like a big girl. Bed.
Why do little girls have little?
Why? Good question. Ask your mom.
Daddy, why do little girls have little boobs?
Little boobs, we call them boobs.
And so that's a question for Molly.
I heard him say it and I thought,
I
oh,
was afraid
goodness.
of
What is the
my
question?
answer compared to her answer. Because
I
you're
just said little girls have little boobs, and when you're a big girl, you have big boobs. I mean, it's
we
the
don't really
truth.
go into it.
We just give the shortest, most age-appropriate answer we can, and at this age, that satisfied her. Oh, okay. Put the tractor down, Aiden. We don't play dirty. Put the tractor down. I know there was fighting going on before I went in there, but I happened to see Aiden Colin with his tractor, and so I told Aiden he could not have the tractor. Colin, you're sorry for hitting him. Give him a hug. When he was done with his time away from the train table, I told him he had to hug Colin, give him a kiss on the cheek, look him in the eyes, and say he was sorry. And say, I'm sorry I hit you. That is our typical makeup thing, and they did, and they were fine.
You'll never understand boys who don't cry.
This was a very typical Gosling summer day, I have to say. And we're very tired, and it's very typical. Everyone's tired, not just me. I love bedtime. My favorite part of the day was watching them run up the sidewalk to Coco Castle because they get so excited. They just take off, they know where they're going, and they're excited. It's the horse dead and they're bringing it back to life. So that was a very true moment of Maddie and Carrie. They were first wrestling with the horse, if I remember right, and then all of a sudden I looked over and she was having a baby. They found that little baby stuffed horse, and then they grabbed the local dust buster and decided that that was the oxygen mask, which was so creative because it really did look like
Fit over the horse's
snout, or whatever, nose, whatever those things are called on horses. The baby came out and they gave her oxygen, and they were just really into their imagination and were playing so nicely. That was a typical our family fun day. I'm getting really sentimental about how much of their youngness is gone already, and it makes me sad. And so I'm just trying to like bottle it up and save it, because before you know it, they're gonna be old.
Hey, bedtime, don't you think?
Daddy said we have to clean up now.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's yours.
I'm gonna have to shave it off.
Honey, you have such nice, it is your exact
It's
color.
just so itchy.
Oh, honey, finally
Thank
you have
you.
hair.
Good night.
It was a long
It was
day.
a long day.
And we determined that it was gonna be stressful, but we were gonna do it. We knew we were overexhausted, but we were gonna have a good day and have fun. I'm just trying to ingrain them in my memory. Leah's little tiny voice and Alexis's sweet, funny way of talking, and Hannah's little Minnie Mouse voice. The boys, how they, I just think boys are funny. They're just cute. Aiden and his little froggy. I'm just trying to ingrain all this because it's, you know, it's almost over. I feel like they're gonna get more and more independent. They won't need our help as much. I like the just normal at home us playing kind of things.
I had a great day.